okay, it's working. Okay, hi guys, how are you? Good? Okay, so welcome to my demo. My name is Matilde Monfredini, and I'm a pastry chef instructor, of course, in ACCA Dubai, okay? So today I'm gonna show you a dessert that is made mainly with the spices and all the beautiful smell and perfume that we have here in Dubai, in the UAE, okay? So in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai, Ras Al Khaimah, and all over this beautiful country, okay? That they adopted me more or less 3 years ago. So I want to talk with you about this sustainability. What does it mean, something that is sustainable? So what we mean for something that actually we make loves our country, makes loves from the beginning till the end our product. And our client as well, they need to know what does it mean to have something that is sustainable as well, okay? So in my point of view, we talk about sustainability and we start all over the journey with the sustainability when we choose the product that we want to use, okay? In my point of view, have something sustainable is not only something that of course is garbage free or we don't have any leftover. It's not only that part, but is find a good environment. So from where this specific chocolate, this saffron, whatever it is, from where it's from. Who actually work with that? Okay, this I think is the most important things that we have to really think about when we choose to use some ingredient, okay? That's why for the dessert of today, I choose to use all over the spices and the perfume that this beautiful country give me in these beautiful years, okay? So imagine that you are, for example, that you are traveling on the souk, okay, in old Dubai, and you see all these beautiful baskets that are full of spices. You find that saffron, you find all these beautiful, we can say, product and smell. So from that point, I want that you travel with me with this dessert, okay? So let's start to talk about the bavoir, okay? So the bavoir that actually is around is the main part of my dessert, okay? The bavoir is made with saffron, okay? That is one of my favorite ingredients as well. That is this beautiful yellow colorant that I decided also to put it around as a decoration. And is something that is predominant, something that you'll never forget, the flavor and the taste of the saffron, okay? So of course, from where is from this saffron? How I can say that this saffron is sustainable? I know which shop give me that saffron, and I know from which kind of country and plantation this saffron is from. This is the important, that what actually most of the chefs, especially when we work in the big environment, is something that we lose, okay? We don't know the ethical point of view of our product, okay? And in the middle, we have a luqemat. So you know the luqemat, the typical dessert, that is Arabic dessert, okay? That is deep fried, that usually is covered by date syrup, so it's super sweet. So instead of putting it outside or just serving like this, I decided to put it inside of my dessert. So what I will have, I have my beautiful saffron bavoir, where inside I have the luqemat. That you can say, of course, and if you have a bit of knowledge of pastry, you know for sure that, as you can say, chef, but how the luqemat can be crunchy and not soggy when we introduce it in something that have a lot of moisture, as for example a bavoir or a mousse. We have a lot of moisture, so we have the high risk that the luqemat will absorb all over the moisture that we have. In this case, we have one important ingredient, that there is the cocoa butter. So the cocoa butter will isolate, we can say, the luqemat for the rest of the mousse. So in this way, we will get the crunchiness inside, and it will not be completely soggy. Another important point of the luqemat is what? That is the sweetness. Why? Because it's super sweet, the luqemat, or not? When you are taste it how it is, super sweet. It's the main taste that you get in your mouth. So instead of putting outside, I will put it inside, and I will do a filling. The filling, it will be a caramel made with inside the coffee and the cardamom. Okay, so we will do the typical flavor that we get with the coffee and the cardamom, but we will add in the toffee and we will add it inside the luqemat. Okay, are you interested on that or not? Yes? Let's see. Okay. So I said before, we have the luqemat, but inside we have our caramel. Outside we have the bavoir with the saffron. And the last but not least point that I want to touch with you is the decoration. So in this case, the name of this dessert is dune. Why? Because imagine when you are going to the desert, you see this beautiful dune. So in my mind, I was thinking that this one was my point that I want to show off. And in this situation, is made everything and free. So we don't have any mold, okay? So I will show you how to pipe and how to decorate and create your specific, your mold actually, starting from a base. So I will use a nail that will give me just the shape, and then I will decorate my dessert, okay? So we will go in touch with this point as well. So the main two parts that I will show you in this demo, of course you will see together all over the step, but the main two preparations that we are going to do together is the caramel and the final step, so the technique that we have, okay? Let's start now with the first part of the recipe. We are going to do a toffee. You know what is a toffee, right? Pastry, there are also my pastry students here, so if they don't know, they are already out of the school. No, I'm joking. Okay, so what is the caramel? What is the toffee? It's a combination between sugar and cream and water sometimes. You can do also butter, okay? Water sometimes we can do also. And liquid glucose as well sometimes you can have, but in this situation, why we add the glucose inside? You know why? Forget the Chinese part of that, okay, and forget the elasticity, okay, the inside that we want. In this situation, actually, we don't want a lot of elasticity. We don't have something that really we need that. So what we need is the coffee. In this case, I'm using a powder coffee, okay, so a classic Nescafe that you can use, or better it is if you are doing espresso and then you add it in, but in case you are adding something that is liquid inside, of course, you have the high risk to change the structure of the recipe. So then you have to rebalance all over them, okay, so this is another point. And for the cardamom, be careful here, because it's hot, okay. Secret, you know, the sugar, never touch it, This is a big secret. And then we have the cardamom. Of course, it's important to get a sustainable, but more important, it is a good product, okay? So a good cardamom that will give you an intense flavor, okay? That when you bite it, it gives you really, you know, the print inside of your mouth. That is what really I want, okay? So first step, here we have the cream that I already eat later on, okay? So the secret of the caramel is to don't touch it. Why we don't touch the caramel? Because it's crystallized. Why? Because if I'm touching the center of my pot, is powder, so it didn't reach yet the hot temperature. So in that situation, what happened? That the cold part that is in the middle will go in touch with the external part that is the hot part, and now we get the lumps. So it will crystallize. So we just mix a little bit like this. Okay, spoon. Little by little, we start to dissolve the coffee into my cream. Any question? Nothing? Happy? Who said don't laugh? I know you. You are my ghost. You see in front of me. There is the competition. Come on, I cannot make too much noise. You know, you cannot find a chef that is healthy in the brain. We are all crazy. You know, right? We are all with some problem, some issue. Okay, that's it. Now, the color of my caramel is nice and golden. Now that is almost completely melted, so we have the 70% melt of my product, we can start to stir. We add the butter into that, and we degrease the sugar. At this point, far from the fire, of course, and now we start to add little by little the cream into that. With the coffee. The smell of coffee that is coming upstairs, if you want, you can come closer, if you want to smell it. Then I will let you test. I prepare a little bit more if you want to try it. The smell is absolutely amazing, Yes. You can use the fresh coffee, but that's, I mean, I'm Italian, guys, so of course, if you have to talk about espresso, I'm the first, that if I can, I choose espresso, okay? And of course, the coffee from the powder. But in that situation, you have also to increase the flavor, but at the same time, you cannot change the consistency of the product, because at the time that you change the consistency, then you will get a different product as well, okay? So you will not, tell me, you were asking? You can use the coffee beans, but what I can suggest you is to keep in infuse of the cream, the coffee. So instead of add straight away the powder coffee inside and just mix, dissolve it and add into the coffee, you take the cream, you just reheat it a little bit, you add the coffee bean inside, you keep it in the fridge. The day after, you have to do your caramel and you use that. That is the point. Okay? Then we add my cardamom. The cardamom is the first recipe, I think, where I can say, up to you. Okay? Do. This it depends, of course, also of the quality of the cardamom, because we have certain cardamom where the flavor is higher, cardamom where the flavor is lower, so it depends also of this. Okay, and here we have, okay, the caramel is nice, beautiful. You see the color? If we have some spoon, I can also give it this one to taste. But the disposable spoon we don't have, right? Talking about sustainability, so. We don't have, right? Sorry? The sugar. Which temperature is caramelized the sugar? Temperature of caramelization of the sugar. No one knows? Mamma mia, my student. Tomorrow is around 168, okay? 168, the sugar is at the caramelization, okay? So we are in the process when we are almost to the dark brown, but we are still a little bit not too dark, okay? So this is the perfect temperature, the perfect range where we have to add the cream and do our caramel, because as you know, whatever is in the pot, also if it's out of the fire, is keep cooking, okay? So in that case, that's why we add the butter. When we add the butter, we say to our sugar, stop to cook, go down a little bit, okay? In that situation, we are ready to add the rest of the cream inside. And we start with the glaze, correct? Okay, now, yes, you was asking me as well.
No, I was if
the cardamom, try. Okay, so here we have the caramel. We are moving on the side because, of course, I have already made because there is not enough time to cool it down and do everything. So here we have the caramel, okay? What do I do with my caramel? I prepare in advance, of course, the caramel is cooling down. So imagine that my caramel is inside of blast freezer, it's cooling down, or better it is if I'm preparing the day before. Why? Because in that situation, I give the chance to all the flavors that are inside to be absorbed from the sugar, okay? So we have a better flavor and we increase as well the texture inside. So at this stage, what I'm doing, I'm start to prepare my liquid mat. So for the liquid mat, what I am doing, I prepare my dough. As you can see, you see the elasticity? It's super, super, super elastic. So what does it mean? That the gluten inside have created a nice and beautiful chain. So we have all the elasticity of the gluten we will get in this point. So now, as soon as we have our dough, we keep it rest outside for more or less 1 hour. If it's more than 1 hour, it will change completely the final texture. So 1 hour is the perfect time for our luca mat. At this point, we are at the inside of the piping bag, very nice, hot, of course, oil, and we start to deep fry our luca mat. I'm talking. Okay, so question? No question? Nothing? We have some pastry chef over here or not? All cookery? Pastry? Sally? Here is the main important stage. You can do a beautiful dessert, everything perfect, But if you don't know how to whip the cream perfectly before to do the design, of course you will not decorate properly. We have some gloves. More. You add all the rose water? You don't have gloves? It's okay. Okay, now we whip nicely. Take some paper and clean up the table, please. Stop. Okay, let's check the consistency together. Okay, this is the perfect consistency. As you can see, I'm taking 2 spoons just to show you. Is stiff but not too much, as you can see, okay? Still shining point. This is the perfect way when we have to decorate or to create a design around our dessert. So at this point, we are ready to add it in. Okay, and now, you know the Honore dwill, you know, right? The nozzle, the Honore nozzle, you know that, right? If we don't have it, what we can do that is better, we can create it, okay? So we just cut at the size that we like, in half. Okay, and we create the perfect nozzle where we can use it to decorate our dessert. Okay, so at this stage, please, darling, yeah. Okay, we can put it up there. Okay, and at this point, we can, I'm going to the back like this, you can see better. You see? I'm just piping, okay? So with one hand I'm piping, with the other hand I'm just turning my hand. And I'm creating my design. Okay? Now, we remove it. We put it into the plate, tissue. At this stage, we are ready to freeze it, okay? So the best way is to freeze it completely. As soon as it's nice and freeze, with the cocoa spray, okay, or with just cocoa butter, we can create this velvet effect that we find here. Okay, so the important thing of this technique is not in this situation that I'm showing the dune, okay, you can recreate whatever you want, but it's something because I'm tired to use always the same mold, okay? So we are using a mold, we are using the first, we can say, shape, and then from that shape, we create another shape, okay? And it's here that actually you can create your proper dessert and your proper, design as well. Thank you so much. Okay, come here. I will give you scissor.